All right, I'm trying again. I'm trying to go live now. I don't know if I just was live or not. I don't think I was. But here we are. Okay, so here's the plan. I've got I've got this lawyer pulled up. I've got his TikTok pulled up. And he does videos where you look at the video and it's your job to see who's at fault. So what I'm doing is sort of a viral challenge to see this is a viral challenge to see how many of these I can get in a row correct according to him. All right, let's see here. Ready?
Semi-truck signaled to merge into his lane. Hunter says autopilot didn't react in time, but when it did brake, it tried to avoid both the semi and the barrier on his left.
Who do you think is liable, the semi or the Tesla? Go ahead and guess in the comments and stick
All right, so a semi tried to merge and a Tesla didn't let him over. Let's watch the video again. We're going to see who's liable.
around for part 2 for the answer.
Hunter was driving
All right.
his Model 3.
Okay, so this camera is the Tesla dash cam. Okay. Let's see what happens here. This is interesting.
Hunter was driving his Model 3 in the left lane with autopilot engaged when a semi-truck signaled to merge into his lane. Hunter says autopilot didn't react in time, but when it did brake, it tried to avoid both the semi and the barrier on his left.
Who do you think is liable, the semi or the Tesla? Go ahead and guess in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer reveal.
Okay, so that's an interesting question because I don't think the Tesla is at fault, or at least I don't think he's in the majority at fault. I think the semi bears more fault. He's more than 50% liable. Because number one, if you're driving a semi, you're required to have, training and licensing, and that includes like beyond what a normal person has, and that includes knowing how to change lanes safely, which means that just because you put your signal on doesn't mean that you get to come over. And the Tesla should have let him over, and the driver probably expected his autopilot to let this guy in, but it's not happening. So anyways, I think the semi truck, once you see the Tesla's not letting you over, you don't continue over. Okay, the semi is established in the lane. So the semi, try again next time. Let the Tesla go in front of you. Now the other thing I'm wondering about is like, would Tesla be liable? I don't think so, because I don't think it's really autopilot yet, is it? It's just like assisted driving. It's not fully autopilot. Like, it's still your job to step on the brakes if you see something happening and not just like sit there like, geez, I hope my car does something soon. I don't know. Maybe, and hey, if you're a conspiracy theorist, maybe you think, hey, maybe Ford put this video together and this is all staged to make Tesla's autopilot look bad. But it doesn't look good for Tesla. It looks really bad for the semi driver. And the Tesla driver, I mean, maybe you put 10 to 20% on him, because like I said, he just sat there. Like, all you had to do was step on the brakes. You didn't have to even go left or right. Just step on the brakes, let the 18-wheeler go in front of you. Okay, enough. Let's see what the lawyer says.
Lawyer's reaction.
Model 3 in the left lane with autopilot engaged when a semi-truck signaled to merge into his lane. Hunter says autopilot didn't react in time, but when it did...
So he signaled, and then he goes, well, autopilot didn't react in time. Okay, so stop your car.
It tried to avoid both the semi and the barrier on his left.
Even if a Tesla's on autopilot, the driver is still responsible for maintaining control of the vehicle at all times.
Agreed.
But in this video right here, the semi changed lanes when the Tesla already had the right of way, which makes the semi liable for all the damages that happen next.
See, that's great. I agree. See, yeah, I think he would agree with me about putting, I don't know, 10% or something. Let's scroll down. I think it'll be easier for me to do these. All right. Whoa. Oops. Okay, my computer froze for a second. Let's see. All right, here we are. let's go.
Reaction.
Wait
I need to name this live stream. Is it too late for me to do that? Okay.
for it.
Hang on a second. Pause this video for 2 seconds. We'll call this the Who's Liable Challenge. All right. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm producing my own show here. All right. Now let's start this one again.
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay. Guy in the crosswalk, dash cam, nothing weird yet. Whoa. I think he has a red light. I can't tell, but I would assume he has a red light. Whew.
Wait for it.
White car at the end. Oh, geez.
Which car do you think is liable to
The white car at the end. All right, so let's assume that the guy coming this way. Let's assume the guy coming this way has a red light. Okay, let's do that one more time.
Wait for it.
Man, that was a really bad accident.
Which car do you think is liable?
I hope he wasn't driving. Like, imagine if that guy was seriously injured, which I bet he was. Seriously injured in that wreck, and his car is upside down on top of yours, and he's like unconscious, and you're just like, the weird part is how he's driving forward. I guess I would have stopped my car at that point, but maybe he was unconscious as well. I don't know. Let's watch that again. I kind of
White SUV.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Which car?
Why did he keep driving forward? It's not funny. People are hurt. It's funny because it's like slapstick humor or something. It's like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Okay. I wouldn't be laughing if like it's YouTube, guys. So I think first this guy right here, this SUV driving towards the camera, he has the most fault. He bears the most fault because he ran a red light. But here's what might not occur to you, and hopefully he says something about this, but I think this driver, if I'm the white car's lawyer, I think the driver going crosswise, going perpendicular to the camera, I would try to put some on him, because you've still got a duty to make sure that an intersection is safe to drive through, even if it's a green light. Now, a jury might disagree. They might put nothing on him. I think I would probably still want him on the jury charge, though, and I still want his insurance policy in the mix. Yeah, that's my take. I think there's a red light. Thing is, I can't tell. If there's no red light, then my analysis is way off. But I would try to put a little bit on the driver going perpendicular. Okay, let's see what he says.
Lawyer's reaction.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Although this camera angle doesn't show which car had the green light, a court will allow you to use circumstantial evidence to prove a case. Because there was a pedestrian walking gingerly in a crosswalk, it's safe and reasonable to assume that that pedestrian had the right of way, meaning that the black car had the red light, making them liable for all the damages that happen next.
Lawyer's.
Okay. I'm calling that one correct. Let's go to the next one.
When you hear Walmart has PS5 in stock.
Is this too loud for y'all? Let me know in the chat. Whoa.
Hear Walmart has PS5 in
This
stock.
guy is flexing so hard. Oh my gosh, hang on.
When you hear Walmart has PS5 in stock.
Who's liable, Walmart or the...
Let's see. I mean, who's liable?
When you hear Walmart has PS5 in stock.
I mean, who's liable? I guess the question is like, okay, this guy was invited. Walmart allows people to come shop in their stores. You're allowed to open their doors, and it didn't look like in an insane amount of force. Like, I don't think he intentionally tried to break the door. So I'm gonna say
5 and stop. Has PS5 and stop.
yeah, I don't think whoever it is, Walmart or whoever, I think if this guy, he opened doors, they broke. I'm sorry that your doors couldn't handle me pushing it open with such force, but it's not like he used the doors beyond the way they were intended to be used. I mean, people push doors open sometimes. I think I could be wrong already. Let's see.
Lawyer's reaction.
If a store installs glass doors, they must do so in a way that survives ordinary wear and tear. But
Okay.
the Hulk pushed open those doors in a way that was extraordinary. Bottom line, if you damage store property in a way that was not using reasonable care, then you're liable, which makes the Hulk on the hook.
Okay, fair enough. He wasn't exercising reasonable care, I guess. I mean, he wasn't being careful. I agree with that. And it's not reasonable wear and tear. I guess I would argue it's reasonable wear and tear because people push doors open like that sometimes. You know, I can't think of a reason why I would do it, but does the fact that I can't think of a reason make it unreasonable? Maybe so. All right. Never had a case like that before. I even wonder if there's case law on that glass door, that specific set of facts. All right, hang on. Let's go. Let's do one more.
Lawyer's reaction.
Audi door accidentally hits a Tesla due to a gust of wind.
Lawyer's reaction.
All right, let's see. He opens. Whoa.
Audi door accidentally hits a Tesla due to a gust of wind. Audi driver decides to leave.
Is the Audi liable?
Okay, this is an easy one. Yes, you're liable. When you open your car door, you got to be careful. It's nobody else's responsibility besides yours. And okay, Mother Nature. I mean, this was not like depending on where you live, this happens all the time. If I live in Abilene, it's very windy, and and the wind will blow your door open. I've had it like damage a car before. All right? There's wind. You need to account for that when you open your car door. That's my opinion. I'm not calling this an act of nature. It's no excuse.
Lawyer's reaction. Wind blows Audi door into Tesla.
And by the way, he just drove off. He's got a guilty conscience.
Is the wind an act of God?
An act of God is any type of natural event that could not be prevented due to human intervention. It usually means that the party will not be held liable. In this case, the wind blew the Audi door right into the Tesla, but it could have been prevented, which makes the Audi liable for all of the Tesla's damages.
Lawyer's reaction.
Thank you. See, if we agree. See, but if this was like a law school essay, he would be getting an A+ and I'd be getting a C because his analysis, he had time to prepare it. But and I'll say this. Just because it makes sense doesn't mean that's the way the law is. So that's why it's good to
Lawyer's reaction.
read the case law and be familiar with that. I'm going off intuition on some of these. Some of these, obviously, I know the case law, but some of these are weird circumstances. Okay.
Lawyer's
Watch
reaction.
my sister's insurance skyrocket. Whoa. Oh, this guy, what's he going to do? Dude, come
Who do you think is
on.
liable?
You're just going to drive off? This lady just...
Lawyer's reaction.
And it was because of you, dude. Are you kidding me right now?
Lawyer's reaction.
Is it a one-way? No, it's not a one-way street because the guy's turning right, but let's see.
Reaction.
It looks like the black car was driving on the wrong side of the road, maybe. All right, so here, if the black car was on the wrong side of the road, it's not the Amazon driver's fault at all. On the other hand, the the prime truck driver, you know, sometimes these drivers pull out and they'll come into your lane some, and that's not allowed. So if that's what happened here, and the black car swerved to avoid it, then I would say there's an argument that it's like negligent evasive action on behalf of the black car. There's some contributory negligence there, but the prime driver did not wait until it was safe to proceed from the stop sign. So I would put it on the prime driver, mostly, assuming that the black car wasn't like speeding or anything like that. It seemed like he was going pretty fast too. Yeah, let's throw that in there too. If he was going too fast, then there's not as much fault on the prime driver. Okay, I'm on the record.
Lawyer's reaction.
All right.
This here, ladies and gentlemen, is known as a miss and run, when a phantom driver causes an accident and then leaves the scene. You still have to go through all the elements of negligence, was there duty, breach of duty, causation, damages. All 4 elements were here in this case, making Amazon liable. Thank God for the camera.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad there's a camera. You need to have a dash cam. I have a dash cam. I have doorbell camera. I have a doorbell camera. Okay, let's go on to the next one.
Lawyer's reaction.
And I'm not trying to like give a lesson here with these. I'm just trying to give you my opinion. This isn't law school, so I'm not going to talk about duty, breach, causation unless it's necessary unless it's necessary for my conclusion to make sense. Okay, lawyer's reaction.
Lawyer's reaction.
All right, let's see that again. Hang on, I didn't even know it was happening.
Lawyer's reaction.
What is this?
New York's finest. Who do you think is liable, the car owner or the NYPD? Go ahead and guess in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer reveal.
Lawyers.
I'm sure you're not allowed to damage someone's vehicle in the process of towing it. I really don't have any law to cite beyond that, but I'm sure it's there. Like when you repossess a car, well, that's different because it's not like they own the car after that. It's yours. You're repossessing it.
Lawyer's reaction.
I think that whoever towed it is liable, for the record. So see if I'm right or wrong here.
New York's finest. If the New York Police Department is towing your car, then clearly you've done something wrong. But whenever a third party takes possession of another party's property, they must take reasonable efforts to make sure that that property is held safely. What we witnessed was not reasonable, making the NYPD liable not only to the damages to the Honda, but to the U-Haul.
Oh yeah, he messed up the U-Haul too.
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay, you hear all that?
Lawyer's reaction.
All right.
Wait for it.
What in the world is this? This truck driver, the blue truck driver is I'm impressed the way he was able to.
Is the white sedan liable, or is it every trucker for themselves?
Okay. This is the first time I've noticed his background of in his videos.
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay. So misturn, stopped. I think this truck, look, remember what I said earlier. You've got a duty to make sure that you're not that you're keeping a assured distance between you and the vehicle in front of you in case the vehicle in front of you needs to stop suddenly. Now, do I think a jury would put any fault on that 18-wheeler? Probably not, or would put, I don't know. You could maybe get him to put 10% or something, but this white car stopped in the middle of the highway. Now, here's what I would say. You don't know why they stopped. Maybe there was some kind of emergency in the car, and it was like maybe they had a seizure or something. Okay, but the white car keeps going. Okay, so maybe that argument doesn't really work. And then you've got what is this guy? Let's watch it again all the way through. Okay, so her fault. Why are these people still driving? I'd be like, let's stop and see what's happening.
Wait for it.
Or let's get past it and look back, maybe. That's also dangerous. Probably don't do that either. Okay.
Is the white sedan liable, or is it every truck?
Yeah, the white sedan is liable. You missed your turn. You can't stop in the highway. That's definitely unlawful to stop in the highway. To stop in the highway and then cross over the double white striped. You're supposed to execute this lane change like way back here, not here. White. Short answer, yes, white car. Let's see.
Lawyer's reaction.
Let's see what he says.
This is another example of a miss and run. If you saw my previous example, you'll know that when a phantom car negligently causes an accident, then leaves the scene, then they are still liable, making the white car liable for all the damages that happen next.
Oh,
Lawyer's
dang, this
reaction.
my stream is private? My stream has been private the whole time. Oh my gosh. Now I gotta make it public. Okay, what did he say? I can't believe that. I've been streaming a private stream.
This is another example of a miss and run. If you saw my previous example, you'll know that when a phantom car negligently causes an accident, then leaves the scene, then they are still liable, making the white car liable for all the damages that happen next.
Yeah. Yeah. We here at the YouTube channel agree.
Lawyer's reaction.
Ugh, wow.
Who do you think is liable? The scare.
He just wrecked that guy. Let's watch that again.
Lawyer's reaction.
Who do you think is liable? The scared sedan or the honkin' tonkin' semi-truck? Go ahead and guess in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the end.
This guy's great. I love he makes it so engaging. I wish I had his energy level. Okay, I'm going to say that the scared, I'm going to turn this volume down because it's kind of a loud video, but here's what I say. Okay, so stop right here. This vehicle, does he have a yield sign? It's hard for me to really tell, but does this merge into one lane right here? If it merges into one lane, this is an unsafe merge by this truck right here. But all he had to do was keep driving, I think. I don't know. I think that's one lane. So I think it's really this guy who's at fault, but he took such negligent evasive action, the scared sedan, that I think it's on him. Mostly. Now again, I go back to this all the time. You have to keep a safe distance, a safe stopping distance, especially if you're an 18-wheeler. Because if an emergency happens in front of you, like it did here, you have to be able to stop, even if the person overreacted. Okay. So I'm gonna start putting these in percentage fault. I'm gonna say this guy. Let's see, is it showing up? This guy on the right, I'm going to give him like, I think it's one lane. So I'm going to give him like 70. No, I'm going to give him 60. The sedan 20 and the 18-wheeler 20. All right, let's see what he says.
Yes, it's true. The sedan could have kept driving forward safely, but Driving 101 says always stay a safe distance behind the car in front of you for your type of vehicle in case the car stops suddenly to avoid an accident, making the semi-truck liable for all the damages that happen next.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I don't agree. I think this truck here was merging, right?
Lawyers react.
Wasn't he? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Oh, shoot. I need to turn the volume on. This looks like a loud one just by the camera work.
Who do you think is liable, the white car or Regina George? Go ahead and let me know in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer.
All right, Regina George.
Reaction.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness that was censored. Okay, why are you running out? These girls are partying. Okay. This guy must have a green light, right? And cannot see this pedestrian because of this bus. Let's see if she looks at all. I don't think I saw her. She must not have looked, right?
Who do you think is liable, the white car or Regina George? Go ahead and let me know.
I say Regina George, I guess.
Lawyers reaction.
Whether you're in a crosswalk or next to a crosswalk, most states across the country require cars to yield to pedestrians. But what you can't do is start across the street before a car even has a chance to react, which makes Regina George liable for all the damages that happen next.
Lawyers.
This guy's great. Oh, I've seen this video. I used to skateboard a lot. I've seen this video 20 times.
Reaction.
Is this skater boy guilty of it?
And later in the video, she ends up actually like chasing after him. And then the cameraman, she goes after him. She tackles the cameraman. Anyways, let's just look at this, okay?
Lawyers reaction.
So right there, she's walking towards him. He's looking at the stairs. It's obvious what he's about to do, and I think she knows too. Because watch what happens next, okay? He's trying to go around her, and look at that. She's playing defense or something for the stairs. She's on team stairs.
Is this skater?
Let's get out of here. No. All right, one more time. Sorry for the cuss words. All right, I don't think, is he guilty of committing a crime? He's probably trespassing. That's sort of fact specific. We don't have all the facts here. But no, he did not assault this lady. I think arguably she battered him because she intentionally collided with him.
Lawyers
Let's see what he
reaction.
says.
If you replay the video and you slow it down, you'll notice that the woman actually took steps towards the skater, as if she wanted to intentionally hit him. Whether it was intentional or not, what's clear is that he did not intentionally hit her, making him not guilty.
Thank you.
Lawyers reaction.
Lane change.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Who do you think
Shoot.
is liable, the turning semi or the lane-changing van? Let me know what you think in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer reveal.
All right, hang on. Was there a turn signal?
Lawyers reaction.
Lane change.
Who do you think is liable?
Lawyers reaction.
Lane change.
I think it's the 18. It's a little bit of both. The 18-wheeler. Let's see. Will this just play on a loop? I think it's the 18-wheeler a little bit. Probably mostly because he He should have taken his time a little bit more at this turn. But this guy also, I mean, if there's a turn signal, he should not have done that. But the 18-wheeler, you have to make sure it's clear before you turn. And they're held to a higher standard than any other driver on the road. Why? Because they're towing 60,000 pounds. It's dangerous. They can kill people. So I'm on team majority 80% 18-wheeler, 20% van. Actually, I think the van looks pretty bad. It might be like 60-40. But, and I say 60-40 because I think, I don't know, there's culpability on both, but the 18-wheeler is held to the higher standard. Okay.
Lane change.
This right here is known as a wide turn collision. Because these semi-trucks are so big, they often have to go to the left lane in order to make a right-hand turn. But they still must do so safely. Why? Because the cars in the right-hand lane still have the right of way. This semi-truck failed to do that, making them liable to the van for all the damages that happen next.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said, majority on the semi. But watch this
Lawyer's
guy.
reaction.
Lane change.
What are you doing? Like, this guy's driving recklessly.
This right here is known as a wide turn.
Lawyer's reaction.
Lane change.
Okay, so the white car saw what was happening and slowed down. And so this guy passes the white car.
Lawyer's reaction.
Was probably looking
Lane
behind him to make sure he didn't hit that car. And then looks ahead and
change.
oops. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Who's liable?
Lawyer's reaction.
Truck drags SUV out of his parking spot.
Who do you think?
Lawyer's reaction.
It's definitely the truck driver. Just because someone is in your spot doesn't give you the right to tow them away. I doubt this guy owned the spot either. He probably pays for it, but you have to call the towing company. I don't know. It's the same as if he keyed the car. Just because he's in your spot doesn't give you the right to damage the car. Okay?
Lawyer's reaction.
There's a legal concept known as trespass to chattel, which is a tort that occurs whenever someone interferes with the lawful possession of personal property of another. This includes towing someone's car, which is why you need a license in order to tow someone's car. You can't do it on your own, which makes the truck liable for any potential damages that happen next.
That's what I almost said trespass to chattels, but I didn't want to be weird.
Lawyer's
All
reaction.
right, I'm hang on. I think I might be almost done. Might be almost done.
Action.
I wasn't watching.
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay. Casually watch what? A crack shack burn down when, wait for it.
Lawyer's reaction.
Ooh, fire truck. Oh my gosh.
Who do you think is liable, the
What?
SUV or...
Is that a person on a stretcher? What it? No, I don't know what that is. Okay. Yeah, the SUV is at fault. You have to yield to emergency vehicles.
Who do you think is liable, the SUV or the fire truck? Go ahead and guess in the comments.
This one's
Lawyer's reaction.
rap music.
Definitely looks like the fire truck was driving on the wrong side of the road, but whenever there's an emergency vehicle approaching, you must yield by pulling over to the right. The SUV failed to do that, making the SUV liable for all the damages that happen next.
Lawyer's reaction. Lawyer's reaction.
This is in Russia, so don't start applying American law.
Do you think any crimes were committed? Go ahead and guess.
Lawyer's reaction.
Do you think any crimes were committed? Go ahead and guess in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer review.
Okay. Do I think any crimes were committed? Yes. I don't know what it's called, though, when you get into someone's car. Burglary of a automobile? I don't practice criminal law. But you can't get into someone's car
Lawyer's
without their
reaction.
permission.
Intentionally entering someone's vehicle without their permission is a crime known as criminal trespass,
Oh, okay.
which makes this pedestrian guilty.
Lawyer's
Criminal trespass. Okay.
Lawyer's reaction.
What's in your backpack?
There's nothing in there, sir. Just my
All right, we're going to get into criminal here, it looks like. It's not about who's at fault now, so just beware. I'm out of my element, but I think I can probably do okay.
Lawyer's reaction.
What's in your backpack?
There's nothing in there, sir. Just my Bible. That's
Your
it.
Bible and stuff like that?
That's it.
Okay, you don't mind if I make sure there's no weapons or anything like that in
There's
there? Or
nothing in there, sir.
Hey, do you mind if I search that?
No, I do not.
You don't mind? Okay.
No. You cannot search my backpack, sir. I do not consent.
You
Okay?
just told me that you didn't mind.
I have consent.
Do you mind if I search your backpack?
I can.
Do you mind? Yes or no?
I do not.
Okay, you do not mind.
I do not, because I have not committed any crime.
Okay.
Do you think this police officer had lawful
That's so tricky. Do you mind? No. I do not consent. I think no, he did not have permission to search.
consent to search?
Now, the way he phrased it was weird too. Search to make sure there's no weapons. No, he didn't have consent.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh, the question is, did the suspect give lawful consent? No. I mean, yeah, he didn't give consent. No.
Do you mind if I search that?
No, I do not.
You don't mind? Okay.
I want the chat to start chiming in on who they think is at fault,
You
or
cannot search
whatever the answer to the question is.
my backpack, sir. I do not consent.
You
Okay?
just told me that you didn't mind.
I have consent.
Do you mind if I search your backpack?
I can.
Do you mind? Yes or no?
I do not.
Okay, you do not
I
mind.
do not, because I have not committed any crime.
Okay.
In order for the police to have lawful consent to search your belongings, you must understand what it is that you're consenting to. Even if you say the words, but you mean the exact opposite, as long as it's reasonable, then there's no consent given. Meaning, in this case, the police officers did not have consent to search this suspect's bag.
Lawyer's
Okay. I'm batting 1,000. I'm giving myself a little bit of, I don't know. He's not the king of the world. Lawyers can disagree on things.
Lawyer's reaction.
But he's also more prepared than I am. I think he and I have basically agreed on everything. Okay? Who's liable? This is back where I'm in my comfort zone.
Lawyer's reaction.
Stops in the intersection.
Who do you think is liable?
Hang
the white
on.
sedan?
Lawyer's reaction.
So yellow light.
Stops
He
in the
sees it.
intersection.
Okay.
Who do you think is liable? The white sedan
Okay. I think.
or the black sedan?
Is it a white sedan? The one that's, yeah. I think the white sedan is not liable because he was already legally occupying the intersection. He had already proceeded into the intersection when the light was yellow. He had a right to be in there, and then he sees the emergency vehicle, so he stops. And then the other vehicle enters the intersection when it was not safe to do so. So just because your light turns green does not give you permission to just drive in there and anybody you hit is at fault. No. You have to make sure it's clear, even if it's green, a green light.
Lawyer.
My opinion. Okay, white car, not at fault. I'm pointing at my screen. White car, not at fault.
Reaction.
He's not in trouble. I don't think so. Come on. Now, I will say, once cars started driving by him, I think he probably, exercising reasonable care, would have dictated, stop.
The reason why the white car stopped in the middle of the intersection is because an ambulance was approaching. Any car that approaches an intersection that already has another car in that intersection must yield the right of way to the car that's already there, making the black sedan liable.
I'm telling you.
Lawyers.
Now I'm back in my comfort zone. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Reaction.
What did you do, dude? What is this?
Lawyers' reaction.
Hang on, what am I looking at?
Do you think this violinist
Why did this person run by?
Do you think this violinist is liable for the pedestrian's injuries? Let me know what you think in the comments.
I kind of want a slow-mo breakdown. Because why are you running right behind him? But then... Okay, so he turns around and it's his violin bow that hits this person in the face? In the eye?
Do you think this violinist is liable for the pedestrian's injuries? Let me know what you think in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer of the...
I think that perhaps they both weren't exercising reasonable care. He probably didn't expect her to run behind him. I don't know. Let's see. Where was he looking right before he did the 360? He didn't really make sure the coast was clear before he did the 360. Come on, man. Almost like he did it on purpose. Where was he looking? What is going on here? Maybe it was like a narrow... Oh, she was trying to run by. She knew that he was about to do the 360, so she like tried to dart by maybe? Okay, so since I have to give an official thank you, a guy just texted me. He can't comment. He says, violinist is liable. I agree, but I'm also going to put some on the person running behind him. If like you're running in the sidewalk. Mostly violinist, 90% violinist. And his violin's broken.
Do you think this violinist is liable for the pedestrian?
Lawyers' reaction.
Violinist.
A court will always look at what a reasonable person will do in the same scenario. That is...
All right, reasonable person. I said it.
Would a reasonable pedestrian walk behind someone who's performing? A court would likely say, no, you gotta walk around. That is, walk in front, walk where everyone else is walking, which means that the violinist is not liable for these injuries.
Dude, I don't agree. He did a 360. Yes, you cannot, like, and he's in the sidewalk. Did he have a permit? Whatever. I respect this lawyer. I don't agree.
Lawyers' reaction.
Am I going to get taken off YouTube because of these? Because of the songs, I mean.
Who's liable, the semi or the sedan?
Who's liable, the semi or the sedan? All right, I'm not going to sit on the fence on this one. The sedan is liable. The semi is in the lane established, and the sedan just merged. And merged unsafely. So I'm not gonna hedge on this one at all. I'm not gonna hedge. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. As a lawyer, part of what you need to be able to do is, you know, if you've got to take that case, that sedan case, figure out a way to put it on the 18-wheeler. Like it was foreseeable that he was about to merge or something. But sedan, we agree.
Lawyers' reaction.
All right, now this is another one. Did he commit a crime? This is different. This is different than who's liable.
Lawyers' reaction.
Red cap. Whoa, who did he punch?
Do you think the man with the red cap...
Lawyers' reaction.
Oh, he knocked her boyfriend out or something, right?
Lawyers' reaction.
Do you think the man with the red cap committed any crimes? Go ahead and
No, I don't think he committed any crimes. Self-defense.
Lawyer's reaction.
In order for self-defense to be justifiable, you must have a reasonable fear of bodily injury. And
Oh
there
wait,
must be
sorry.
proportion-
I was confused there. It's not self-defense as to the lady. As to the guy, you're not allowed to punch the next person. Sorry. I was distracted.
force to
Whew. That was a close one. Come on, you don't actually think that I think that you're allowed to punch the person's boyfriend.
stop that threat. Both of those elements were found in this case. However, the man used force against the wrong person. Although the husband was yelling at the man with the red cap, there was no act in furtherance to make that man believe that his life was in danger. Courts have ruled time and time again that words are not enough to justify self-defense, making the man with the red cap potentially guilty of battery.
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay. I'm still giving myself credit for that one, and I'm still batting 1,000, I think.
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay.
Who do you think is liable?
Lawyer's reaction.
Okay. Is that maybe a cop car? I can't see if it's a green light. But okay. Flashing light? Flashing yellow. They all have flashing lights, which must mean they all are supposed to stop,
Lawyer's reaction.
right? This guy's got a flashing light. Sorry. This guy's got a flashing light right here. Oh, wait. Right there, flashing light. Flashing light, flashing light. Okay?
Who do you think is liable?
So
Go ahead
let's
and
look
guess
at
in
it
the
one
comments.
more time.
Lawyer's reaction.
I think they both ran a stop sign, or not a stop sign, but both disobeyed a traffic device. So are they both liable? 50-50, I think. Damn, and this poor guy who stopped gets creamed. Oof.
Who do you think
Half
is
of that guy's car just flew out into the road. All right,
liable?
let's see.
Go ahead and guess in the comments.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh wait, what's this? Okay, so he's indicating at this and this. So yeah, they're both flashing.
I normally don't ask trick questions unless there's something important to learn from the case. In this case, both cars had a yellow flashing light, which means proceed in the intersection with caution. And both cars failed to do that, making them both liable not only for the damages to their car, but to the taxi as well.
This looks like a foreign country, right? I want to say yes. So I don't know.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh, come on, man. Dude.
Who do you think is liable, the truck or the...
Hang on. I've...
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh my gosh. That pickup truck is a jerk. That's my legal argument, that he's at fault. Yes. But, and here's where it gets interesting, folks. She then bangs on his window. I don't think that makes her at fault for anything. I guess it's a crime. I don't think she damaged the car. So maybe it's not even a trespass. It's assault because it put him in imminent fear of bodily harm. So that's my 2 cents. It's not the sedan's fault. It's the pickup truck that it happened. I'm getting a text message says car merging does not have right of way. I think she was already established though. Like,
Lawyer's reaction.
okay, you're right. You know what? I look at this again, and
Lawyer's reaction.
he wasn't going to let her in. Okay, she can slow down and get in behind the next person. There's nobody behind her. Okay, fair enough. This guy who would have definitely let her in. Okay. All right, I trust you, random person who texted me. I'm never going to wink again on this stream. I promise.
Lawyer's reaction.
All right, this is a fun one.
If you replay the video and you slow it down, you'll notice that the truck sped up to prevent the sedan from merging into his lane. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're merging into someone else's lane, you must yield to oncoming traffic, making the sedan liable because the truck had the right of way.
Lawyer's
Fair enough, but if I'm on that jury, I'm not putting it on. I'm not putting it all on the sedan. Not 100%. Definitely not. Put the law aside for a little while and have a heart, be a human being. Because that's who your jury, that's who's in your jury. Not a textbook, but a human being with a heart and a moral compass.
Lawyer's reaction.
Scooter video. Thank you. Getting sick of cars for a little bit.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh, dude. Oh,
Who do you think is
no.
liable, the skater or the pedestrian?
Why did you do
Lawyer's
that?
reaction.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so he's on the rail and she's on the rail, and he knows she's on the rail. And this is a game of chicken, essentially. She's allowed to lean on that rail. She was already on the rail. So, and man, you're making the scooter community look bad. I've never been a member of the scooter community, but you're making you're bringing shame on the whole community.
Lawyer's
And
reaction.
it says, and this person says she should have scooted out of the way. No, wrong. Right? She's allowed to stand there. She's allowed to stand there. She doesn't have to get out of the way. Now, should she have? Yes. That's right. Y'all want legal analysis, maybe, not just like my own personal ideas of justice.
Who do you think is liable?
That's a battery. That's what I think.
Lawyer's reaction.
There's no doubt that the pedestrian saw the skater coming her way. She was like frozen in time. But ladies and gentlemen, it is a skater's responsibility. If you're going to use a handrail as a ramp to
He's not a skater, man. We don't claim him.
make sure they do so safely, making the skater liable for all the damages.
Let's
She
see
was
that
like
again.
The pedestrian saw the skater coming her way. She was like frozen in time. But ladies and gentlemen, it is a skater's responsibility. If you're going to use a handrail as a ramp to make sure they do so safely, making the skater liable for all the damages that happen next.
It's not a ramp, dude. But yes, we agree. It's the scooterer's fault.
Lawyer's reaction.
All right, hang on. I wasn't even
Who do you
looking.
think is liable?
Lawyer's
Oh, that's
reaction.
cool. We got a new angle from him.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh, dude. Why did he keep
Who
driving?
do you think is liable, the car or the cyclist? Go ahead and guess in the comments and stick around for part 2 for the answer of the
Lawyer's reaction.
Yeah. It's the cyclist was going the wrong way down in the bicycle lane, I think. And as a cyclist, you're supposed to go on the same side of the road, and you still have to follow traffic laws. But this sedan, that doesn't give you a right to just come out into the intersection and hit whoever. So this one isn't 100% one way or another. And I hope his legal analysis is as nuanced as the one that I just gave you. A stop sign means you have to stop until it's safe to proceed into the intersection, even if a cyclist is going the wrong way. And cyclists going the wrong way, that's also dangerous. Both liable, is my take. And I would represent the cyclist. I would absolutely represent this cyclist. I think he would have a more than decent case, depending on the injuries.
Lawyer's reaction.
You guys, there is no doubt that the red car failed to look right before making a right-hand turn, but it is required by law for cyclists to obey the same traffic laws as cars. This cyclist was riding on the wrong side of the road, which makes him liable for all the damages that happen next.
See, this is
Lawyer's reaction.
this is the problem. I don't really disagree with him, but in a civil case, the plaintiff and the defendant get put on the jury charge. So they're both going to have some percentage. And if we're being honest with ourselves here, do we think that a jury would put 100% on either one of these guys? I don't think so.
Lawyer's reaction.
Poor guy was scared.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh my
Lawyer's
gosh.
reaction.
Oh my gosh. That was so frightening.
Now, assuming this was a two-way stop and the BMW stopped after the white line, who do you think would be liable?
Oh, okay, there's a BMW.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh. Okay. He's going to do another one of these only one person is at fault deals. He's going to do one of these only one person is at fault deals. But there's a BMW right here. My friend just texted me, who else would be liable? Yeah, I agree until I see this. And the question is, assuming the BMW stopped beyond the line. Okay, so the BMW is at fault for not stopping at the line where you're supposed to stop, according to traffic laws. However, Tesla, that is faulty evasive action. So if he had hit somebody, the Tesla would have been liable. That's a Tesla, right? The Tesla would be liable and the BMW would be liable. They would both be liable. Who is liable for the Tesla's damages? I think the BMW probably is. But dude, you didn't have to drive into the store. Like, talk about the overcorrection of all overcorrections. Look at this.
Action.
I'm sorry. Like, why? I've never...
Lawyer's reaction.
Let's see what he says.
Lawyer's reaction.
Alright, please don't tell me it's just this guy's fault. That's negligent evasive action. Faulty evasive action. But, I mean, as far as just for this guy's damages, this for the Tesla's damages, I think it's BMW. 100%. The freaking emotional damages for this guy who's like screaming like he just actually watched. Oh my gosh.
This video appears to be a two-way stop with the BMW stopping
Oh, it's a two-way stop? Not a four-way stop. Okay.
past the white stop line. A court is going to look at what a reasonable driver would do in the same circumstance. There's no stop line for a reason. If you pass it, it is reasonable that the Tesla would believe that you're going to run that stop sign and try to make overt actions in order to avoid the accident. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a miss and run, making the BMW liable for all the damages.
All right. BMW liable. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. It's a miss and run, ladies and gentlemen. Which way do I turn my head? This way? It's a miss and run. This guy's awesome.
Well, see, mistake number one, you look suspicious. Oh.
Okay. 1 year ago, this video changed my life. Thank you for this journey. I got to figure out what's going on here. Sorry, I need to watch. First day as a hit woman.
Well, see, mistake number one, you look suspicious. Oh, and that looks like first-degree murder. And now they have your DNA.
All right.
Lawyer's reaction.
Dude, what are these guys doing?
Who do you think is liable for this food fight gone wrong? Go ahead and get.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh my. Guys, these people are both awful for littering. Wow. So I think the car that rear-ended the other car is at fault, and that's all I'm going to say. That's who's liable. I'm not going to say that the other car who was throwing food at him, because that's not the reason why he hit the car in front. The reason he hit the car in front was because he was throwing food and looking that way. When I was in high school, when we first got cars, we were irresponsible, and we were kids, and what we would do is we enjoyed driving around and yelling at people, just yelling silly things out the window. And it was just a hobby that we had. We had nothing better to do, man. We were so bored. And one day, my friend, I'm not going to say his name, but he drove by this one, I don't know, shopping area. It was like not a strip mall. It was in the Rice Village, if you're familiar with that, in Houston. A lot of stores, a lot of pedestrians walking around. And so we would yell silly stuff. So he's driving by, and he rolls down his window, and he yells, "I'm a gambling man!" And then he rear-ends this parked car. I think about that like once a year. I remember that incident. Let's see who's at fault.
Lawyer's reaction.
There's no doubt that the point of view passenger was distracting the Honda and committing crimes of their own. But the Honda reciprocated in kind. It's the Honda's job to make sure that they're driving safely. They failed to do so, making them liable for all the damages that happen next.
Yes.
Lawyer's reaction.
Agreed. Right, this is next level now. Now this is situated a lot better.
There's
Here we go. What did he do?
Who do you think is liable, the boy or the store owner? Go ahead and guess in the
What happened? Oh, it was he was supposed to pull and he pushed?
Who do you think is liable, the boy or the store owner?
Let's see one more time. I don't see any sign that says pull or anything like that. What happened? All right. It's just the store owner. Simple as that. Sorry. I don't have any analysis beyond that. What could he possibly have done wrong?
A court will always look at what is an object's intended use and was the customer using it properly. It is perfectly reasonable to believe that those doors swing both ways and the customer is just trying to open it, making the store owner liable for all the damages that happen next.
Okay. I agree with that. All right, now I've got this. Now I've got my stream set up so it looks like I'm looking at the same direction as the video, which I think will be good. Okay. All right. Next video. I've got like 3 left in me, and then I gotta move on.
So we've been trying to catch this little fucking mouse.
All right, F word warning. What was a crime committed? Mouse. Okay. Oh, jeez.
So we've been trying to catch this little fucking mouse. I've been trying to catch this little fucking mouse.
So they put cheese and a piece of hot dog in the jar.
Certain jurisdictions in the United States have actually made it a crime to capture a wild mouse. To avoid violating this law, you have to call pest control, who will capture the mouse, release it in a designated...
Okay.
Lawyer's reaction.
you think is liable, the farmer who owns the property or the SUV owner who trespassed on that property?
I think the farmer is not liable for damages. Assuming that he told the SUV driver to leave and he didn't, you can get your car off my property. He has no right. He has no right to use that property for anything at all. And so that's trespass, and he's allowed to remove that car, I think maybe in whatever way he wants to. Maybe.
Go ahead and guess in the comments and
All right.
stick around for part.
All right, I'm siding with the farmer. I'm siding with the farmers.
Reaction.
Farmers' rights.
A property owner has every right to remove a trespasser from the property. But what they can't do is completely destroy that trespasser's car in doing so. The farmer should have called a tow company who would have happily towed the car out of that lot, making the farmer liable
Was it a lot?
from the property. But what they can't happily tow the car out of that lot, making the farmer liable for all the damage.
Lawyer's reaction.
What lot? He's in like a field.
Lawyer's reaction.
The guy's got his shirt off.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, guilty or not guilty on the snowplow operator is the question.
Lawyer's reaction.
Oh no.
Approximately 40 cars were damaged and 12 people were injured. So my question is, do you think the snowplow operator is guilty of any crimes? Go ahead and
Reaction. Lawyer's reaction. Lawyer's reaction.
What is the snowplow? Okay, so the snowplow.
Lawyer's reaction.
All right, yes. My short answer.
Lawyer's reaction.
Short answer, no analysis is yes. Snowplow driver is guilty of, I don't know, illegal plowing, illegal snow plowing.
criminal negligence, also known as recklessness,
Oh, okay, criminal negligence. Well, that's just vanilla, man.
can occur if someone completely ignores the dangers that their conduct poses on others. This snowplow operator was shooting snow, ice, and debris across the other side of a freeway, clearly not caring that other people were being injured, making them potentially guilty of various crimes.
Lawyer.
Potentially guilty of various crimes. Geez, man. Aren't we all? Okay. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to do more of these. I probably shouldn't have gone through like 80 videos today. I probably should have saved some. Hopefully this guy makes more videos.